Good.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Back at her.
Oh boy, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Probably like over a year and a half, 2 years.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, since your last place.
Yeah. And even then, we only recorded twice there, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kiddo, leave it. Yep, so we'll apologize right up front for everything. Like we said, it's been a long time. So we have to figure out the sound again, camera angles, all the things that we forgot. And we've got 2 dogs this time, one of whom is the spawn of Satan at times. And she may have to go in her crate at some point, so.
She heard the word.
Come here.
She knows it.
Come here. Yeah, come here. So, okay. Jumping right into it. You asked to film.
Yeah.
And what is, was there something on your mind, I guess? Because we haven't talked about what we're going to talk about today.
Honestly, nothing particular. I was kind of thinking, it's been a while. We have the time. I have immense amounts of time right now.
Yeah.
So I figured, why not? And, I don't know. It just seemed like, let's have a time of reflection, I guess. Because I'm very not busy, but also it'd be good to intentionally reflect on life at a moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess with that, we were talking about it before we shot, but how do you feel life is going right now? You've had a lot of changes over the last 2 years of not filming.
Yeah.
Same with myself.
Yeah.
But how do you feel life is going in general?
I think the only appropriate answer is really well, right? All things considered, engaged now. We have bought a house. It's both of our first house. Mm-hmm. We're doing well in our careers. We're both focusing more on spirituality.
Okay.
She is really focusing on more God-centered things. Mm-hmm. I'm focusing more on how to build relationships and just be morally better, you know.
Okay. Not
so God-focused, but still like becoming morally better. Going back to roots and everything. A lot of loss. Mm-hmm. We had three deaths just this past year in our family, and so that's new.
Yep.
It's obviously bad. 99% of that is bad. The 1%, you always try to find good in something. The 1% is, who does that make you?
Sure.
Right? So it's like, okay, there is always some good. There's the little white dot in the black yin-yang symbol, right? Mm-hmm. And so the little white dot is who do you become after that? But like overall, 99% of it is just bad.
It's hard.
It's just hard.
Yep.
It sucks. But other than that, even though that is so big and bad, life is just kind of like we were saying up in the kitchen, life is to the point now where you're feeling all the fruits. Mm-hmm. The fruits of all the work that went in for years. Mm-hmm. And it's so interesting because for the last couple years, so many times I thought, gotta film again, gotta do this. Mm-hmm. Almost like there's this pull, like this belief that it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Right? Because, and we have talked about this many times as well, it's almost like a therapy session.
100%.
It's
100%.
Which is why I reached out. But, and so there's that belief, that persistent feeling that it's the right thing to do, that we should do it.
Yeah.
But I was always or constantly pushed away from executing for whatever reason. It just I didn't feel in the right place. Feeling, just the thoughts and feelings weren't in a good spot.
Yep.
So for a couple of years, you know? And to answer your question, that has now subsided. And what has emerged above the surface of the water is this very beautiful island. And now it's, life is now just sitting on a beautiful island going through the days.
I love that. Now, you hit on a handful of things there. We have some grief. We have some goodness. We have a mix of different feelings. I guess without...
No. Here.
Without
Here.
just driving in a particular end, I guess, what did you learn in the midst of the grief? Because there's always something to be taken away. There's always some good to grow from. I guess hard can either break you and you become worse, or it can build you. And I guess I'd pause and say, it will break you. Hard will break you. You can let it be shattered pieces, or you can build up from that. And I find what you're describing is building up from that. So I guess whether it's been a formalized thought that you have, or if you're figuring it out on the fly, I guess what things have you taken away from the difficulties of the season?
Really good question. Highly expected question coming from you.
Yeah.
There's no other question I expect. The most prominent one is how valuable relationships are, and you don't have 15 more years with your parents if you visit them twice a year. You don't have 15 years. You have 30 times you get to see them.
Yep.
That's it. Your friend that you haven't seen in 3 years, you still have that bridge, right? But you don't have that friendship.
Yep.
The friendship is, you don't have the experiences with them. You have the friendship, but you don't have the experiences.
Yeah, you're not doing life.
You don't have an active relationship with them. So the most prominent thing from the grief is how important loved ones are and how important cultivating those relationships are. And that has completely changed how I interact with people, who I interact with.
Yeah.
I spent so much time just pursuing aloneness, avoiding interactions, and it's now my life is close to the antithesis.
Yeah.
Where I'm, hey, messaging this guy, hey, let's go do this. Hey, let's, it's like I have time, my responsibilities are covered. My relationship with my fiance, we've had enough bonding time. It's like, okay, time to cultivate relationships, right? The second thing I've pulled, and I was just talking to one of my sisters like 2 days ago about this, and then I was talking to one of my sisters a couple days ago about this, because it was the 1 year anniversary for our dad. And what I learned was mentally, you can follow what you were saying. You can take a path of, I don't necessarily want to say self-destruction, but a path that is destructive. Or you can push through, grow, learn, become better. And I think the biggest thing, and I said this to my siblings right before the funeral, like the day before his funeral, and then my sister and I were talking about it a couple days ago, is you can either let a piece of you die with that person, and a piece of you will die with that person. But you can let an even larger piece of you die with that person, or they can live with you. And quiet. So I think that's the second biggest thing is the mindset of it. Instead of spending the afternoon inside being sad, go out and do the thing you want to do that loved one never did. And if you believe in there being a spiritual realm where they can see you and they can interact with you, whatever that might look like, why would you spend that time with them being sad in your living room when you and them could go out and do that thing together? And I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what that looks like. I have no idea if there's a God or not. I have no idea if there's an afterlife or not. But I have enough of a belief that it could exist. And if it does, then by God, I want to experience that closeness on a it always turns sad. It always, but at least there's some positivity there.
Yeah.
There's some that it's like, hey, Dad, how's this? Like,
Yep.
You've never done this, and you told me that one time you wish you could see it. Like, like we went to Hawaii, and there were so many times because she worked for half the days, so I had a lot of afternoons by myself, quiet, by myself, and I think I was able to hang out with my dad more there than I had in the last couple years of his life, maybe even,
Sure.
Or at least many years, and so I think that's really important. Something like even if you don't follow exactly that, that's just what works for me. But I think finding a positive in it and finding a way that you can still connect with them to the best of your abilities. As woo-woo as that sounds.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. No, you're on the cusp of like touching it, and I don't know what it is, but I get exactly where you're going. I think, well, as you mentioned, the idea of being broken a little bit, a part of you is going to be broken regardless. And that repairing process, there is no perfect repair process. Like, I think of the journey that, started this podcast for me personally, of just learning how to do life again.
Okay.
Like, the way that I went about doing that, I found wonderful things. And your takeaway right now of spending time with people and being intentional with them was exactly my takeaway at the time. Is like how valuable that is. It's incalculable. It's just beyond description, the amount of value that can be spending time with people. But the way that I went about that, like, it wasn't always the best way. That didn't mean it wasn't good. That just meant I might have been missing pieces, and I was doing it, subpar. I think of, like, wasting time. Like, instead of doing something fruitful with somebody, like just sitting and drinking or something like that. Now, that's not horribly wrong, but is that the best use of my time? Is that the most fruitful thing that I could be doing with that other person? Probably not.
Sorry. Please, I'm doing my best not to be distracted.
Yeah, you're good. But in the repairing and rebuilding after damage, it's learning those lessons of brokenness, goodness, subpar, and just constructing that which is better. And I guess what I've learned over the last 2 years is there's no arrival. And I think I've known that forever. There's no arrival to this point of everything's great and perfect. Once you hit a point of great and perfect, it's like everything starts to disintegrate in value.
Yes.
Like, everything starts to just break down
what is
it's worth.
What is the next greater good? What's the next objective?
Yes.
The next goal?
Yes. And I just think, I think that's if I were to describe kind of where we were talking about before this, I think that's where you probably find yourself, is in that, what is the next greater good spot? It's like everything is taken care of. All of my basic needs are met. Everything that I could want is available and there. It's like, okay, so now what? And now what further? And I guess what I would think is that finding the big meaning, right? Finding the big meaning. And you were hitting on this with Katie's going to the God direction. You're going down the figuring out spirituality direction. I guess, what does that mean to you? If you could describe it.
What do you mean?
Spirituality. Trying to understand what that looks like for you. What's the best version? What's the unknown pieces? Not that you have it perfectly mapped out. That's the discovery that we're in the midst of.
Okay. What does it look like to me? If I understand the question, I guess the way I look at it is, what is the best way to live life?
Sure.
I don't know if I'll ever be convinced that there is or isn't a God.
Okay.
Right? But that's kind of irrelevant to me.
Okay.
Because it doesn't change that you should strive to be the best person you can be. It might change how.
Yep, I would agree with that.
Right, I think that's fair.
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
Every different religion has their own way of doing good.
Correct, yeah. It probably changes how, but it doesn't change that it needs to be pursued.
Sure.
So I guess for me, without fully believing in a specific God, following a very specific religion, it's looking at life and kind of with a new perspective of how important relationships are and how quickly everything can be taken away. Just kind of using that perspective to look back on everything and say, with this new lens, this new vantage point, how could things be different? How different would things be had I cultivated this relationship more? Had I not treated that person that way? Had I spent more time doing this and this, right? And then saying, okay, well, let's put it to the test. Let's try that now. And so I guess for me, I'm in kind of two things. I guess in regards to your direct question, I'm in kind of a trial and error method. Like, okay, well, let's try living life from the new vantage point. Let's look back on what could have been, and let's try to make that going forward. And then the second thing is, last warning, quiet. Quiet. Or you will go crate, okay? Quiet. Quiet, kiddo. And then, I think the current pursuit isn't so much for the next greater thing. I think right now it's a pocket of like, let's just enjoy this plateau. Right? We finally got to this plateau. We got out of the forest. We got out of the turbulent ocean. Let's just enjoy the beach for a little bit.
Yeah.
But coming up, that will. Does that kind of answer your question about the spirituality part?
Absolutely. I mean, it gets in the right direction. We can roll with that.
Okay.
I guess. I think about, what do I do when I know everything is taken care of? When everything is good? When everything is stasis? Stasis plus, right? Like when everything is just good. That's kind of where I find myself right now.
All right, here. Give me a pause.
Yep.
Great. Got it.
Good job, Flynn. Well done, sir.
Yeah, they got this guy who's just
super good.
Happy to be here. Okay.
So, what I was framing up was, once you hit that good spot and everything is hit, like all your basic needs met, but also we're beyond that point. It's like, what is life? What do I do with life? And I think to not go down the hyper-religious route, which I'm happy to do, but what I think I would frame it from is my family motto is kind of a driving factor for that. The be intentional and do hard things. Like, I don't want to haphazardly choose things to do with my life that may or may not be good. If they're super duper easy, it's not bad to do that, I would say. But the second half of the be intentional ends with do hard things. I find the most fruit in my life, especially when I don't have chaos or terrible things going on, comes from the do hard things area. You can call it the David Goggins route if you want, but to look something right in the face and say, that's not going to be easy or fun, and I'm going to do it anyways. Whether that's to go down a route we were describing, being with people in a way that's not convenient for you. whether serving people or just being available when it's not this like most fun sounding thing, or just creating some level of discipline in life. Like, I really love that I get to wake up at 7 every day and do this thing. And it's like, okay, how about I eliminate that? How about I do 5 o'clock and I do something that's
I love this
better
thing.
for me.
I'm going to destroy it. Yeah.
Yeah, everything's a little too easy. It's like sitting there just waiting and go, why don't I just fuck this up real quick?
Yeah.
And like I have a driving force in my heart that makes me want to do that, but risk taking. The idea of stepping into risk for the sake of doing something hard. I think that's so valuable. I say that verbally, and I know that I'm not that great at doing it, but it's a family motto for a reason. Like the intention behind taking a step out of the comfort zone to do something that could be greater, I don't know. It's a great driving factor. But in a season of like ease, it's hard to see that sometimes. You know? Like I've been at home for 2 months taking care of a baby, but also my wife technically makes sure the child stays alive. So I think that's where I find myself, is I got to find that hard thing, that difficulty that's valuable, the risk that may or may not be worth it, but should be taken.
Okay. What have you guys found? Let's say you're in a season of ease.
Yep.
And you still pursue that challenge, the do hard things.
Mm-hmm.
What have you found the benefit to be from that? And in addition to that, do you guys collectively view it the same? Like, do you feel the benefits are the same, or would you perceive the benefits differently?
Oof. I guess, not to complicate the question, but there are joint pursuits where my wife and I are aiming at them together. There are individual pursuits where we're doing it on our own. But I would say the simplistic answer to what is the fruit of that, this I will give you a relatively religious answer, but I also find it to be very true, is what they call the fruit of the Spirit. There is 9 fruits of the Spirit. They are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, self-control. And I missed one. Okay. Wow. That's so bad.
This is the first time I'm ever hearing these.
Really?
Or that my memory recalls.
Yeah, that's fair. That's what they call the fruit of the Spirit. Like if you're living in step with God, this stuff comes out of you. And I think that's spot on. The word joy is a great descriptor. Like everybody pursues happiness. Happiness is fleeting. And it's also just like a shallow pursuit in my mind. Like it's not a bad thing. There's nothing bad about happiness, but joy is something that you don't pursue. It comes to you. Okay. It like comes upon you almost. It's not something
when earned.
Yes. It's not like this thing that, I'm going to go do this activity so that I can have some joy. It's like joy is, by definition, a fruit of the Spirit. It comes out of you. It fruits its wonder.
So, I want to go. Would this be an apt descriptor? I want to go snowboarding because that would make me happy. Versus, I thoroughly enjoyed snowboarding because I am at peace and I was in a joyful state.
Yeah, I get where you're going. So the idea would be, I'm going to pursue snowboarding. Because I know I'll be happy, it will be fun. But if you're doing that, and say you're in the state of enjoyment, you could have a sense of joy doing the activity. You can't create joy. Joy comes out of you, for lack of a better descriptor. But all those 9 is really what the pursuit of goodness looks like to me.
Okay.
So sometimes they're easier to see than others. And sometimes it depends on my heart posture in doing the whatever challenge, activity, event, effort I'm putting in. Am I present for it? Am I really here to do what I'm actually intending to do? Or am I just kind of checking a box because I said I'd check a box? Like, that all depends on the heart posture of showing up for whatever it is you're showing up for. But I find if you're willing to step into the risk and the challenge and the difficulty, the fruit of said thing will be one of the fruits of the Spirit, right?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And to run off of that, part of the goodness of that is, like, what does a fruit do, right? You can hand it to somebody, you can enjoy the fruit, like literal fruit. You can give it to someone, you can have it, you can enjoy it, but what is also within that fruit? Seeds. You can go plant that seed of whatever fruit you are giving off to bring that up within other people. So, like, I look at spending time with people intentionally as a way of, like, handing off these seeds. Like, may that joy or patience or goodness sprout up within you. Like, can I hand this fruit to you? Whether you choose to have it or not, like, here it is. You can do with it what you would like. So it's not just how do I fulfill myself? It's how do I hand it out to others? So, like, risk for stupidity's sake, or, like, there's levels of risk, right? What time we at? Oof. There's level of risk that I would say increase in value. There's immediate exciting risk, like, think of skydiving.
Okay.
All right, risky activity on paper,
Yeah.
and fun, but ultimately, like, meaningless. There's another layer of, like,
Don't you say that about skydiving.
there's another layer of risk that could be, like, a meaningful endeavor. Like, oh, I want to buy this house together, or I want to step into this job or something that's going to be challenging and I don't know it yet, but it could be so good for whatever reason. And then there's, like, this ultimate risk that is just trusting life to the fullest of, I don't know what direction this next step may take me, but I'm trusting my entire life to the fact that this risk might be the most valuable thing I ever do. That could be great moves, that could be having a child, that could be entire career shifts, that could be quitting your job, whatever it is. Just, like, massively undertaking something beyond your understanding to just risk something in life worth value.
Okay. Let's, before I ask a question or anything, let's start it, because we're at our...
We'll pause it and then go.
Yeah, and at some point in time, we'll probably get a camera.
No, it won't.
Nah, we probably won't, you know? The thing is, it's thousands of dollars.
Exactly.
You know, and
We're
right
gonna
now
do
it's
that.
like, we'll just stop it at the half-hour mark,
Yep.
and the camera stops recording, and then we'll start the next video. So before I ask the question...
Go for it.
So, what do you think is the best question to be asked to that?
I would say on a individual level, you can assess for yourself, where do you feel like there's valuable risk to be taken? Where do you feel like there is fruit that is ripe for the picking that you should step into? And you're uncertain. It can be small or it can be great. Like I just said, the layers of possibility. But where do you find valuable risk in your life?
Okay. Where does it offer a good ROI?
Yeah. If I invest in this potential risk and it may fail, it may not work. That's the thing with risk. It's not a guarantee. It's just pursuit of betterment, right?
Yeah, and sometimes the risk won't outweigh the reward even, right? Like, well, let's say I take this risk and it could improve my overall life by 1%. But if I fail, my life goes back 20%, 40%. Okay. So where is it most valuable to?
Where do you find worthwhile risk in your life?
Okay. Okay. And then your family motto, your belief is pursue that.
Yeah, be intentional and do hard things.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
So I guess I would ask you that question. Where do you find valuable risk in your life?
Yeah, again, I haven't thought about that recently. Because, we were just trying to get to this plateau.
Yes.
Right. And now
Yes.
we've made it to this plateau this week, since Saturday. I would say starting Sunday, we arrived at this.
Correct.
It took us a couple years to get to this plateau, and then on Sunday, we arrived there. And so at the time being, it's just like,
It's a state of enjoyment.
yes, we are able to breathe a sigh of relief. But I would say the next risk, and it could be a large one for both Katie and I, but I think it is one that we both are very excited about, we're looking forward to, is getting married, which we plan on doing this year, and then probably starting a family.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be
Brother
a
man,
risk
that's
there.
about as big as it gets.
And I think, yeah, in my life, those are I have my career mapped out, and that trajectory is great. So things of survivability, things of interest, obviously, as we talked about earlier, I'm now pursuing more in regards to relationships and reconnecting with people. So those risks were already taken, and now I'm living in that state. So I would say, moving forward, the risks that are 100% absolutely worthwhile pursuing would be marrying that young lady and hopefully having offspring.
Yeah.
And entering that very large chapter of life.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, that.
Yeah, that's a solid answer. That's genuinely kind of what I expect, and is probably the most worthwhile endeavor you're going to take right now. Like, I don't think it makes any sense to, like, move your life entirely or change careers or any of that stuff. Like, that's a non-value add risk.
Yeah, it was either that or getting to base jumping.
Yeah, I got that. I figured that was right behind.
Yeah,
right?
it was. It was a lot closer than you'd think.
Yeah, I wanted to go for the no parachute jump.
Oh, like cliff jumping?
No, like
the forever
skydiving.
Jump. The last jump.
No, I saw a video of a guy skydive without a parachute, and he landed in a net.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So dumb,
dude.
Like, good for you, man. No. But
when the soul's called to something, dude, like you can't rest easy until
I do get it. I do. And
do hard things, dude.
Oh man. Yeah. I guess that was being that I am in that endeavor that you just described. It's 100% a worthwhile endeavor that's full of chaos and uncertainty, and I mean, you grew up with plenty of kids, so you know the feeling until it's yours, and then it's a different story, and your relationship becomes different. But worthwhile, man, 100% worthwhile. And there's another side of that coin too. That, like, I know a handful of people that have been trying to have kids for quite some time, and my God, my heart just like hurts for them. It's just so. I don't know. It makes me incredibly sad to think about how much they want that, and that it's not an easy path. So the risk is there. The reward is also behind it as well. Even if it doesn't look like what you want it to look like. That's the other thing, is like, hold the desire in one hand, but loosely. Okay?
The expectation.
Yeah. The expectation, I would almost open-handed. Your desire for something is fine, all right? And there can be a level of disappointment if it's not achieved. Okay. Like, that's totally understandable. But do not hold on to it as if this is your
The only acceptable outcome.
yeah.
The only rewarding outcome.
Yeah. I was thinking of like the base of your house, you know? It can't be the base of what you have. Right? Like building a house of cards, it can't be your bottom rack. Because if that collapses, then you are done.
Okay.
Like, it can be the thing that you want more than anything, and that's okay. And if it doesn't work, that's okay to go through that.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be fun, enjoyable. You don't have to have a perfect answer on the backside. Again, risk is not guaranteed. But it's if the pursuit feels worthy, then it must be pursued. Your life will be lesser than if you're not stepping towards that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100% agree. 100% agree. There's just something about answering the call.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that call in the soul is, and everyone's is different, you know. Mm-hmm. Many are very similar, but everyone's is very specific to them.
Yep.
And if you don't, you can feel it too. The longer you don't answer the call, the more everything just degrades.
Yes, correct.
The cloudier, the darker, the hazier the world gets.
Mm-hmm.
And then the moment you decide, no, I'm pursuing that, it's like immediately the sun comes out and it's just, the dopamine just starts flowing.
Yep.
And you have purpose.
Yes.
You know, there's no slow mornings.
No.
You know, there's no, yeah, it's just, you can tell.
Your effort is like worthy. In other places, it falls short. It's okay. It does what it needs. It's sufficient. But when you're stepping into that calling that you have, then life is worthy. It has purpose. It is meaningful. I know we had a whole discussion on purpose, which I don't remember any of it.
No.
I do recall that we were supposed to have another discussion at some point to review purpose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Future discussion.
Okay.
But
there's also a video I just realized that someone asked us to make. And we said we would, and we never did.
Check it off on the catalog.
Yeah, I'll have to go through the comments in the videos, find the topic that it's just been so long I forgot what the topic is, you know.
Correct. But yeah. Find that space, I would say. It's always worthwhile. So assess what in life do you need to take a risk on, and how do you step into that?
And give her hell.
All the hell you got.
Gotcha. I got a lot of hell, dude. I'm cool with ending it right there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Right, dog. Love you.
Love you too.
Yeah. Bad handshake. I got a better handshake than that. Yeah.
There we go.
Better.